Hey y'all, welcome back to Grow My Green Thumb. It's me, Kristen. Today we're going to be talking about some more of what I'm growing for my spring 2021 garden. I've started all of these from seed, so let's talk about how I did it. These trays here are from Amazon. These are 3 inches deep and about 2.5 inches wide. And the seed starting mix I have here is this. Picked this up from Walmart, it's about $5 or so. It's a Jiffy Natural and Organic Seed Starting Mix. I like this one because it's light and fluffy and it holds moisture well once you get it moistened. One other thing that I've learned this growing season this past year is, like I'll show you this here, these tags, when you use just a regular permanent marker, even if it says that it's UV resistant, they fade. And over the course of the season, your tags will completely fade and you won't know what you're growing anymore. The variety will be completely lost to you. So this is what I picked up recently. It's a garden marker. Picked it up from Amazon, it was about $6, and I'm hoping that's gonna solve all of my problems. One other thing you need to know about growing in South East Louisiana, I'm here in Zone 9. This is from the LSU Ag Center. It's the Louisiana Vegetable Growing Guide. Make sure you download this if you're in Louisiana. It'll tell you if you're growing in North Louisiana or South Louisiana. It gives you dates into when you should be putting things in the ground or starting the seed. So this has been very helpful to me this past year of learning how to grow my green thumb. Oh, one other thing I have here. This is how I'm organizing my seed collection. This is just a photo bin that I picked up at a craft store. I was going to use it for photos, but I never got around to that project. And instead, I started gardening. So what I have done is I used that Louisiana Vegetable Planting Guide. I used this and these little containers that come in this photo system. And I wrote on there when I should be starting my seeds for the spring garden and for the fall garden, and when I should be transplanting them. That way, when I'm just feeling the itch, I can just pull out my seeds, have a look, and it's very easy to see what I need to be doing at what time. So let's get talking about these trays here, what I have growing. Look how tall these got. I was not prepared for how tall and how quick these were going to grow. I started these January the 12th, and so it's the end of February now, so these are maybe about 6 weeks old. Let me show you what these are. These tall ones here, these nice and fluffy ones, these are 2 different type of cosmos. I got these seeds from Fairy Morse. And the varieties are Sensation, Mixed Colors, and Candy Stripe. So that's what those are gonna look like. I'm very excited about these. These are supposed to be very good to bring pollinators into your Potager, y'all tell me how to say it, Style Garden with your vegetables. And over here I have Marigold. Marigold is also a very good companion plant, and you can see here they're even starting to throw up some little bloom spikes already. And these are the Marigold I got. These are from Baker Creek at rareseeds.com. Y'all know I love them. So I'm excited to see these all over the garden. I think I'll be able to separate some of these, split them, the cells, to get a few more plants. And then of course I'll also just direct sow some. So that's this tray. This one here, y'all, look at this. I've never grown borage before. This is the borage. Look at how beautiful these leaves are. That is so impressive. The transplant that I bought last year at the garden center did very poorly. So this is looking so beautiful. So the borage, this is from Fedco Seeds. It's the borage there. Borage has beautiful flowers. They're very unique looking, and they are very good for the pollinators and for beneficial insects. And they say these leaves, you can even eat them. They have kind of a cucumbery taste. And so when I am searching out what plants I want to grow in my garden, I'm always looking for things that will give me pretty flowers. If they're edible flowers, that's a bonus. And if I can eat the leaves, that's a bonus too, because I like to get a variety of different leafy greens in my diet, so that I can get all those different phytonutrients and minerals. that the different plants will bring. And in this little tiny corner here, I have Tulsi. Tulsi is also a very, very healthy green for you to grow. Usually people use it in teas. I love Tulsi tea. Tulsi with green tea, or Tulsi. And Tulsi is also called holy basil, by the way. It's not a true basil, but it's Tulsi is not a true basil, but this one is from Botanical Interests. This actually says that you can grow it indoors for a continuous supply of fresh leaves throughout the winter. Well, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to try that. Okay, the other thing I have growing here, remember I said I liked edible flowers and greens with my Potager vegetable garden? This here, this little one here, this is Tung Ho. Big Leaf is what it's called. It's from Baker Creek. Check out those flowers. I can't wait to see how huge this gets in the garden. It's also called chop suey greens. It says it has extra large leaves and beautiful edible flowers. So that's right up my alley. And my kids' alley too. They think it is so fun to just come out in the garden and eat flowers. Okay, I have a variety of things going on in this tray. I have chamomile. Again, that shouldn't surprise anyone. I love chamomile tea. This is the chamomile here from Fairy Morse. Aromatic leaves, daisy-like flowers, and of course you can make tea from those flowers. This is the chamomile here. Next is Tarragon, and that is looking kind of empty. Y'all look, I have no Tarragon. So that was a fail. Tarragon from Fairy Morse, probably user error with trying to germinate this. Let's see. It says to start it indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost, which, you know, I didn't quite get that early, but I did. It started indoors before my frost. Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't get any germination. I'll have to try that again. So Tarragon from Fairy Morse. This tall guy here, we grew this for our cat. It's catnip. It's very pretty. Look at that. Let me show you. It's from Fairy Morse. And y'all know, cats love it. It's a perennial herb. It's in the mint family. So we won't be putting this just in the garden bed. We're gonna put this in a pot so that it doesn't take over in the vegetable garden. All right, thyme. Oh, do y'all see any thyme in there? I don't see any thyme. That was another fail. Fail. Let me show you what it was supposed to be. The brand is Livingston. And I have grown this before earlier in the year. It's a creeping thyme. That's what that was supposed to be. But I don't have any thyme. Okay, we'll try that one again. Next is lemon balm. Look how pretty. That's another very beautiful plant right there, the lemon balm. I'll show you what the tag looks, the seed packet looks like. That's from Fairy Morse. That one is a perennial. You can see I put that note up there to try to help keep me in check on where I need to be planting these. So it's a perennial herb and it attracts bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. All right, last in this seed tray, I have chervil, I'm not sure. And actually, nope. I would have it, but it's gone. It didn't germinate. So wow, all of this foliage you see here is only from 3 different plants, because 3 out of my 6 in this in this 6-pack did not germinate. Well, this is what it's supposed to look like. I'll have to try it again. This one is from Botanical Interests. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna be gentle with this one because I saw an assassin bug nymph on here. I'll cut to that little clip. He seems like he's a shy little thing, but this is why you want a companion plant in a Potager Style garden with your vegetables, some flowers, because this is a beneficial guy and he's going to take care of some of my pests. You can tell that he's not a leaf-footed nymph because his hind legs there doesn't have that leaf shape, that wide shape. His hind legs are very, very thin. And I don't know if you can see. Can you see his little piercer? I don't know what it's called. But he's got that little piercing mouth part that you can kind of see there. What a great shot. Sorry it's a little shaky, but I just had to catch a quick little glimpse of him. So yeah, that assassin bug is still hiding in there. So I'm gonna be gentle with this one because I don't want to get bit. I hear that those things bite hurts. Now, of course, it's not gonna like be deadly or anything like a black widow to humans, but I don't want to get bit. He's so cute in there. Okay, but here I have African daisy. This is an annual, and this is what the seed packet looks like from Baker Creek. I loved how beautiful the flowers are. The white with that blue purpley disc on the inside. Oh, blue disc is actually the variety of this African daisy. It thrives in poor soil and it's drought tolerant once established, so perfect. These beautiful little white flowers, aren't they so sweet? Hence the name, Sweet Alyssum, Baker Creek. It is an annual, usually seen in cottage gardens. I got very good germination on that one. So much so that some of the little seeds spilled over into this other side. This is supposed to be hollyhock. So you see this one little leaf here that looks different? That's what hollyhock is. And the rest of this on this side is Sweet Alyssum that just kind of fell over into the wrong side when we were sowing these. I did have some help sowing these, so you know, that happens sometimes. But I'm glad to see some hollyhock in here, because hollyhock, let me show you these flowers, how this looks from Fairy Morse. Look at those beautiful colors. I'm gonna be so excited to see these finally. Now these, they bloom their second year. So I have some that I started in pots on the other side of the garden over there, and they have a nice amount of foliage. They survived the freeze, the 16 degrees that we had, they survived. However, I haven't had any flowers off of them yet. So since we're coming into their second year, I am crossing my fingers and hoping to see some of these beautiful, beautiful flowers. Don't eat these though. These are not edible. These are purely for the joy of having gorgeous flowers. Let me put my little friend assassin bug away. I'll put you right there. Okay, this one's got a lot going on too. Let me get all my seed packets here. Okay, on this side, you can see how this one is fading. So I need to rewrite this one with my garden marker. I'll rewrite this one. My daughter helped me plant all of these seeds, so that's what all the little hearts and stars are about. She helped me with these. So this one you probably recognize as Dill. And let's see, where did I get my dill from? Oh, surprise, surprise, Baker Creek. Now dill is an annual, but I think it self-seeds pretty easily if you let it flower and go to seed. And I think they're beautiful plants, so I will be doing that, and I'm all for less work. So as these vegetables and herbs self-seed themselves around my garden, most of them I plan on leaving if it's not in a really bad area, if it's not too crowded already, because I think free seeds in the garden and free plants in the garden are just a bonus. And if I can just have an area that they just grow themselves year after year, that's less work for me and more enjoyment, because I get so excited when I see a volunteer show up. And y'all, even these seeds are so fresh from Baker Creek. Even the seed packet smells amazing. This next one here is some chives. Now it's hard to see. Let me see if I can tease these out. And I actually didn't even think I had any in here. And in fact, well, now that I say that and I'm pulling these away, nope, that was an escaped celery in there. So nope, no chives. So the chives that I have, these are two different types that I tried, from Burpee and from Fairy Morse, these here. I tried these a couple of times. I had really bad germination. Now, if y'all saw my first part of this series, the What Am I Growing in Spring 2021 from Seed series, you will hear that I had an issue. My box of seeds, I had them in a cardboard box. I should have known better before I did this system here. I had them in a cardboard box, and the cardboard box got wet. So all of my seeds got wet. So what I did was I put all of my seed packets in my food dehydrator under the raw food setting, which is less than 100 degrees, and I dehydrated all of my seed packets. Most of the things did fine being dehydrated even after they were wet. Some things didn't. So this might have been 2 casualties from the seed box getting soaked and all of my seeds getting wet. But since I had poor germination from these the past couple, 2 or 3 times that I tried to grow these, I went with my old trusty Baker Creek and I ordered some more. So you'll see those when those come in, because I have a seed problem. Okay, on this side is celery. Look at all of that. Now celery is supposedly really hard to grow in Louisiana. I had great germination, as you can see here. I mean, this is fantastic germination. Let me see where I got this celery seed from. Oh, I don't have it here. I'll just have to put a comment as to where I got this celery seed from, because I don't have the seed packet. But the celery, it sprouted and germinated fine. So it might be more of a growing problem and not necessarily a germinating inside under lights problem. So I will bring y'all along as I try to grow this celery and let you know how that does. So this here, this was the other chives. So you can see that's completely empty in there. So yeah, so that's why I had to go to my old trusty Baker Creek and buy some more. These last 2 here that look very similar is because they are similar. Because as you know, I'm addicted to seeds. So I bought some sage and then saw a slightly different kind of sage at another company, and so I bought that one too. Oh, by the way, I don't think I mentioned yet, all of these were started January 12th. That was the day, as you can see the little stars and hearts, that was the day my daughter helped me start all of these. And we are in the end of February now, so this is roughly 6 weeks of growth for all of this under grow lights. So I have these 2 different types of sage. This one is broadleaf on this side, and this one is just sage. The broadleaf sage is from Fedco Seed, and the regular sage is from Burpee. Now honestly y'all, I don't know if there's really a difference between broadleaf and regular sage. I mean, if you look at this, it says it's perennial to zone 8, so it'll be pushing it here. We might get too hot to have this be perennial here, but I have lots of seeds. Yeah. It says to transplant to individual containers when seedlings have at least 2 pairs of leaves. Well, doing good there. We got our 2 pairs, and I'm hoping to get these in the ground in the next week or so. Okay, let me move these out the way for our last 6-pack. Show you what we got going on here. And y'all, this is one of my money saving tips too, because yes, I spent a lot of money on seeds because I'm addicted and it makes me feel safe to have a huge collection of seeds. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, this year and last year, there have been huge seed shortages because of the pandemic, and a lot of seed companies have had trouble keeping up with the seed demand or fulfilling orders because some of their staff was out sick or having to quarantine. I have probably gone a little bit overboard on ordering seeds because of that too, because we don't know how long this is going to last, and having seeds to grow food makes me feel safe. So again, I ordered a lot, but back to this the money saving tip. If you go to the nursery and you try to order or purchase a 6-pack of something, you're gonna spend a few dollars, probably, I don't know, $3 or $4 or $5 if you're trying to buy something organic too. And so it's a lot cheaper to buy a pack of seeds and start it in some seed starting mix like this. So it's a lot cheaper to do that, and then you have those seeds and you can start them, you can put them, just direct sow them at another time too for some of the varieties. Some things really like to be inside to start out, to give them a really good establishment before you put them outside. I'll talk about that at another time. I have some seeds out there that I thought for sure I could just throw out there and they were going to be great, and it was a fail, but that's another video. Okay, last one here. I don't have too many things in here, and actually I lost one of my seed packets. So this one on your left is Canterbury Bells. This was started January 12th here. These grow some really beautiful, about 3-foot long flower spikes, and they're just so beautiful. And I tried, this is one of those fails, I tried just direct sowing that over in the bed over there with my tender mustard greens, just down the center around, it was probably October. I just direct sowed those thinking that they would just kind of overwinter in there, and then come springtime they'll just pop up and flower for me. I don't know if that's gonna happen, so I was sad that I didn't have any flowers growing in there, so I said let me just go ahead and start some of these. So here I have these are the Canterbury Bells, and then these here, let me get you a close-up. These are different kinds of poppies. So I have 2 different types from 2 different companies. I have Fedco seed, Elka oil seed, Elka white oil seeds. So this is a white flower from Fedco. And then I have this beautiful mix. It's a poppy oriental mixed colors. I love the look of these. So these are some of the things y'all should be seeing in the garden this spring. Oh, look at that. This looks like a sweet alyssum climbed in here some kind of a way. What? Those little seeds get everywhere. So, okay, y'all now have seen almost everything that I have started from seed for my spring 2021 garden, and I've been so excited to share all of this with you. Be sure to check out the other parts of this series if you want to see what else is growing this season. And you know, I have cucumbers and tomatoes and different greens, eggplants, so check out the other videos if you want some of the varieties that I'm growing and of those types of vegetables. So we will come back with another video. Thank you for watching me, Kristen, at Growing My Green Thumb. You get to watch me grow my green thumb, and I'll share all my successes and failures with you. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.